class. This is number 1 point. Whenever you are declaring a function as virtual in the base class or parent class, that means in the next level, means in the child class or the derived class, you have to define the function. This is number 2 point. Next one, whenever by the help of pointer or reference of base class, whenever you are calling the virtual function, at that time that virtual function will be overridden, and the virtual function is overridden and the child class version of the function will be called. This one kind of phenomenon is called runtime polymorphism, and we have already done one example. So these are the rules for virtual function. Virtual functions cannot be static. So you cannot use static variable with virtual function. Okay. So and cannot be a friend function of another class. So virtual function cannot be friend and cannot be static. So in many multinational MCQ question, these are very important question. Like MCQ. Can you add static keyword with virtual function? Can you add friend keyword with virtual function? These things are important. So this thing you have to remember. You cannot use static keyword with the virtual function. You cannot use the friend function. You cannot make virtual function as friend of another class. Okay. So next one is virtual function should be accessed using pointer or reference of base class type to achieve runtime polymorphism. Next one, the prototype of virtual function should be same in the base class as well as in the derived class. That means the prototype means in our previous program we have used a function name display. So whatever the formation or the parameter lists in the display, they are same as of parent and in child. Means child class or parent class. In the both class, the function parameter list, the function name, they both must be same. Next one, they are always defined in base class and overridden in derived class. It is not mandatory to derived class to override or redefine virtual function. In that case, base class version of virtual function is used. A class may have virtual destructor but cannot have virtual constructor. So virtual constructor cannot be possible. Next one, this is the static polymorphism or compile time polymorphism we have already done in our lab session. So in this case, that is there is a parent class. In the parent class, there is a function void display, and similar function is also present in the child class. And by the help of child class object, and we are creating one parent class pointer variable, and the next line pointer variable is pointed the child class object. By the help of PTR arrow display, we are calling the parent class version of the display. So this is one example of static polymorphism. So here compiler will check the data type of PTR. So PTR data type is parent, and hence the parent class function will be called. In the next program, this is the dynamic polymorphism or runtime polymorphism. Here is also the same function, but in the parent class, we have used the virtual keyword, and the same code we have executed, So whenever this program will be executed, our compiler will remain confused for a little bit of time, and hence it will defer the decision which function will be called, and this deferred the decision will be handed over to the runtime or execution time. So at the runtime, compiler will find that, or our operating system will find that is the PTR is pointing an object of child class. That means the memory is allocated for the child class. That is why the child class version of the display function will be called at the time of runtime. Okay. So this is the working principle of virtual function. So there is a table or data structure is maintained in our. So whenever we are using virtual keyword, there is a special data structure or special table which is called virtual table is maintained in our computer memory. So as discussed here, if a class contains virtual function, then compiler itself does two things. So whenever compiler will find a virtual keyword in your program, the first thing compiler will do, if object of the class is created, then virtual pointer v pointer is inserted as a data member of the class to point the v table of that class. For each of new object created, new virtual pointer is inserted as a data member of that class. Irrespective of object is created or not, static array of function pointer will be called vtable, where each cell contains the address of each virtual function contained in that class. So just see here. So P is our PTR object, and P is our and this is the object. And by this manner here, you can show that is the address of different function are stored in the V table, and V table of the base class and the V table of the child class both have been stored. Okay, so this is the one example of the virtual table. So next is the pure virtual function. What is pure virtual function? In C++, just see here, this is the class name, class test. Here we have written public colon virtual void show equal to 0. That means we have declared one function and we have initialized the function equal to 0. Whenever we have declared this kind of declaration in a function, this kind of function are called pure virtual function. And the class which contains the pure virtual function, they are called abstract class. So in this example, test is a abstract class. This is the thing, this is the line, that is the in the parent class you have to declare the pure virtual function. So parent class will become the abstract class. Abstract class having some property. You cannot create any object of abstract class. You cannot create object of abstract class. If you create object of abstract class, then your compiler will give you error. So number 1 point, a pure virtual function, or it is called abstract function in C++, is a vital function for which we don't have implementation. We only declare it. So for pure virtual function, you have to first declare it, and you cannot define the function body. Only declaration is here by assigning 0 in the declaration. Next one, a class is abstract if it has at least one pure virtual function. At least one pure virtual function, then this class is called abstract class. So in this example, show is a pure virtual function and test is an abstract class. So what are the rule for abstract class? A class is abstract if it has at least one pure virtual function. In the following example, test is an abstract class and show is a pure virtual function. Number 2, we can have pointers and reference of abstract class. So I have already told you we cannot create object of abstract class, but we can create pointer of abstract class. Okay. Next one, if we do not override the pure virtual function in the derived class, then derived class has also become abstract class. So whenever you have inserted one pure virtual function in the parent class, you have to define the function in the next level. Okay. Okay. So number 4, an abstract class can have constructor, but it cannot have destructor. Okay. So these are the characteristics I have already told you. This is very simple program. So in the base class, there is a pure virtual function show. In the derived class, show is defined. There is a line cout. So in the base class object we have created, and this is the base class pointer, derived class object, base class pointer has been pointed by derived class address, and you are calling the b arrow show. So for this program, your compiler will show you one error. So you cannot create base class object, when that means abstract class object. Next one, this program here, we just remove the line where we are creating the base class